What's up, guys? Rolling Wolf here. Just going to do a quick trade recap this morning. It is August 13th, 10 a.m. on the West Coast, so it's 1 p.m. on the East Coast, so we're right in the middle of midday still. And before we get into the actual trade, let's just get into the daily here on TIS. It's the top percent gainer today. And it had a huge bounce this morning from the 70-cent range all the way up to the high twos. So this is actually a pattern I've been looking for the last couple weeks. And just this is a pattern I've seen come into play in the past before, which is just kind of bottom bouncing. That's how I categorize them, as bottom bounces. TIS is doing it today. RSLS did it on Friday. Had a really big bounce on Friday on RSLS. And it's trying to hang in there today. But you can see here's another stock that gap down, hitting 52-week lows and bouncing. RSLS, AMP-E kind of tried to do it last week. SSLJ a couple weeks ago. I had a really nice trade on SSLJ. IFMK last week, another one, hitting 52-week lows and bouncing. And so this pattern's been in play for the last week and a half or so, 2 weeks. And at least to the long side, it's the only pattern I've really seen in play. There hasn't been too much going on, at least when it comes to daily charts. So personally, I categorize these as bottom bounces, and I have seen this pattern come into play in the past. So it is something you kind of have to recognize. And when you see charts, when you see a stock like this moving in the morning, and these are the kind of plays that have been running lately, it kind of increases your odds a bit until these die out again. This thing's still showing strength too, but in terms of my trade this morning, how did I play this? Well, I missed all this halt action this morning, and I'm glad. I probably wouldn't have played it. You had halts and big gap downs, and it was just sketchy. So once you get into 1, 2, 3, 4 halts, it really becomes dangerous, and so I kind of let this settle itself first. If you weren't catching these first halts, it gets really dangerous, and even these first halts for me are dangerous. So I generally like to see these things play out a bit. In this case, it did stabilize itself finally after it got into the twos and bottomed out here at about 190, tried to perk off of that level, but then got stuffed. So for me, I was watching this for maybe a downtrend starting, and you can see these lower highs here. This easily could have broken VWAP and then collapsed. But instead, VWAP held when 190 broke down here, but only a couple cents, only 5 cents, and then quickly recovered itself with volume. This is what got my attention right here. So I ended up getting a position about 10,000 shares at 205 or so. And I was going to risk basically $2. I didn't really want to see it pressed back down to these lows and break down below VWAP over here. So I ended up with 10K shares here at about 205, 5 cents risk. So I was risking about $500, and it just seemed a little risky to me. So I just wanted to keep my stop tight just in case. And in this case, I got a pretty nice perk into the 250s, and I took it off almost immediately because this was up so much. So for me, I would consider it almost a scalp, but my timing was good, my risk was intact, and the pattern is good. I mean, it's normally this pattern very ugly, but right now it's in play. So it worked out well. Took my profits quickly. I sold, half of my shares into this perk to 230s, and kind of the rest here on the way down. I didn't get the top here. I got a little bit greedy with my shares, so I didn't maximize this trade by any means. I could have made about 4K or so, but I'll still take the 2,500, especially Monday morning. But things are picking up a bit. Like I said, this is the pattern that's been in play for me, has been these bottom bounce plays. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that as well. So next time this comes around, I will see how long this kind of trend lasts with these bottom bouncers. Could be another week, could be a month, could be one more day. Who knows? But I'm going to keep an eye out for these for now. I may be checking my scans and looking for top percent losers over the next couple days and see what's falling, and maybe try to position myself nicely. But like I said, dangerous game. Stocks, especially if there's bad news involved. In this case, on TIS, it was bad earnings. Generally, it's the beginning of the end for these stocks. Well, depends on the situation. But in this case, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some drop and some bottom bounce. And that's pretty much it. Short one. In terms of recognition, it's not the same patterns that are in play over and over again. It's cyclical. And right now we're in this cycle of bottom bounce plays to the long side. It's all we got. And I'm sure a lot of people are shorting these as well, because generally once these have bounced enough, it's a matter of time before they get brought back down. You can see RSLS same day on Friday actually closed back near its lows. And a lot of these plays, they end up dying. So they end up being really great shorts as well. This bottom bounce play is not, for me, a sustained move. I'm only trying to be in day one. And I play them really safe because, like I said, they're bottom bouncers. So quick lesson today. Hope you guys got a little of something from it. Hope everyone's being safe and having a great week. And had a great weekend as well. So take it easy, guys. Hit me with questions in the comments. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.